This microphone has no cables whatsoever. It's fully wireless, and we're going to check it out in this video. All right, first let's start off with the unboxing experience. What you get in this microphone kit is the microphone itself. You also have a USB-C OTG extension, good for when you have, your MacBook and you can't really plug things in. I had this issue with their previous receiver, and it's really amazing that they actually included this extension. It helps out so much when you're using it on MacBook. Also in the box, you do have a just regular USB-C to C cable. You also have a stand, which is really helpful that it comes in the box included. This retails for I think $100 at the time of launch, so it's going to be a little bit pricey, but I think it's going to be well worth it because of how good it sounds. It's wireless, up to 60 hours of battery life. Okay, so the cool thing is you could literally film absolutely anywhere. If you're doing a podcast in your bed for some reason, I don't know why you would, but you could do that. So it works like a lab system where it has a receiver and the transmitter basically, and the microphone has that built in. So it has that, a built-in battery, obviously RGB. The cool thing is that this is able to charge and do wired connection at the same time. So you don't have to worry about it dying in case of emergency. You have to use your other mic. All right, so Maono went ahead and sent out the boom arm here. So this is what it looks like. It also has a headphone stand, which I do love this base. It's good for portability. You can move it absolutely anywhere, but for your, home setup, you can plug in your XLR and charge it up with this. All right, so when it comes to the boom arm here, you do have your two pressure points, I guess you could say, and basically you hold this point and then you're able to adjust it freely, and it has a pretty good amount of range. You can see there, so it could reach a pretty big desk. It could swivel 360 degrees, and you can adjust it pretty much however you want. All right, so this is what the microphone is looking like. So I'm going to give you a quick rundown of what the features are. So you have a mute button, and it blinks red and stays red. When you press this, it's a multifunctioning dial. So right here we have the mic monitoring, so for your headphone input, and then you actually have the microphone input on the volume for that as well. On the back you have your XLR input, your headphone input, as well as your power on and your LED change, which if you press it, it'll change between all of them, even your custom ones if you have your custom ones. And that's off, and then you have your cycle, and then obviously XLR and USB-C input. Okay. So look, so now we're in the Maono Link software. This is what it looks like. You can actually record your own clips in here, I guess. This is the basics. It shows you the battery percentage here on the top. So we're at 90%. You can change the volume. Right now it says 11 to 30 centimeters. It's in centimeters, but I'll throw up the inches underneath here as well, which it gets a pretty far range. So if I were to go all the way up to 20, then I could talk from a very far distance. And I'll show you guys 3 different distance tests right now. All right, so now we're on the 0 to 10 centimeter range, which this is pretty much how far you would want the microphone range to be. This is the 11 to 30 centimeter at the same distance. However, now we can go a little bit further away, and it'll still pick up our voice fairly well. This is like in a more shotgun style microphone. It can pretty much output that. So that's the 11 to 30 centimeter range. At the 31 to 50 centimeter range, we're doing the same exact vocal. We can now go up to basically 2 feet. But yeah, I usually keep it around 11 volume instead of 20. You can also change the headphone volume as well. This is the noise cancellation, which we'll get into the noise cancellation test, but we have 3 different levels of noise cancellation. So slight, which is pretty good, moderate, which for a little bit noisier environment, and then aggressive if you're in a really noisy environment like outside, then this would be the best possible one. All right, so now we're doing the air purifier test. Yes, we're on the ground, but this is the air purifier right here. Just so you guys can see it in action, we are in the middle mode, which we normally go at, and we're on noise reduction 1. We're going to go to turbo mode straight up right now. All right, so now we're in turbo mode. We're right next to the device. I'm hoping it doesn't pick it up, but I don't really know. So this is what it sounds like. Dead air. And now we're going to moderate. So this is what it sounds like on moderate. So hopefully it sounds pretty good. And now we're going to go to aggressive. Now, when it comes to obviously the AI noise cancellation, when it's removing it, it might sound a little bit different as opposed to if you weren't having it on, but it does a really good job to cut out all the background noise. It won't cut out like voices, but we will do keyboard tests to see if it'll cut out keyboard noise as well. But this is what it sounds like on aggressive. And this is what it sounds like with no noise cancellation at all. You can change the monitor output. So if you want to have it on your computer, your headphones, or the microphone, the actual headphone jack on the microphone, then you can do that as well. You can check them all up as well. And it shows you how to set them up. For the scenes, we have 4 different presets. So this is what it sounds like fully flat, and it shows you the high pass filter, low pass filter. If you want to customize this specific band, you press this plus, rename it, and then you can go ahead and customize the flat original sound. For here too is the podcast. So by default, it has 2 presets for podcasts. This is the first one, and this is the second one. So that's what it sounds like. And then we also have a custom one, which I just pretty much increased the trebles on here and then use the low pass filter. You can reset right here. You can copy it, and then you can export or delete completely. So that's pretty cool. And you can also add reverb right here at the bottom, all the way from 1 to 10. So this is what it sounds like for reverb on 10, for 5, as well as 1 right here. So that's pretty cool. And then we also have game here. So this is what it sounds like for game. And this one also does have 2 different presets by default. And we also have sing, which has an automatic reverb on it. So it has a 6 on reverb. This one you cannot take out by default, but that's what it sounds like. And then we also have folk, which this one has a little bit of a less reverb, but you can also, like I said, you could just rename it. I named it no reverb, and then we just turned off the reverb. I don't sing, so I'm not going to show you guys how to do that part, but pretty cool. And you can also import. So if you find any on like GitHub or something, then you can go ahead and download those equalizers and then import them here. I really do like the podcast version. I haven't heard what this one sounds like, the one that I just made. I didn't like listen to it while I was making it, but it's definitely helpful to listen before you do that. Anyways, the last tab is your lights here. So you have 3 different types: fixed, which is completely still. You have breathing, which will go in and out and a breathing effect. And then we also have loop, which will go like color chasing. For the loop, you cannot change the colors on it. Hopefully in the future, you'll be able to change them. For the fixed, you can change between 8 different colors. You can also use a custom color here and change it to anything you possibly would want. So 16.8 million different colors. And you can add as many as you want as well, so custom. And it does continue on, as you can see. So on the 8th click, it'll go to your custom keys and continue on to the next. So that's pretty cool. You can change the brightness from 100% all the way up to nothing, or basically 1%. Brighter this is, it will take up the battery, and it's going to take it up by a lot, because if you use the battery, it's going to be about 20 hours, under 30 hours for sure. If you turn it off completely, then you'll get full 60 hours of battery life. So yeah, and then you can turn it off completely right there with the toggle. That's what it sounds like. That's what it looks like in the Maono Link software. So you can see we're recording right here on our Xbox. We have it plugged in, and that audio is going wired. And then we have it on our phone with the dongle. And we're using the brand new B40 If you want to check that video out, I'll leave a link in the description for it. Just testing out the device itself, see how it plays, performs, and all that. The screen feels amazing. It looks amazing. It's an AMOLED display, 6.8 inch. It looks amazing. So I'm very excited on this one. Let's see if I can actually win real quick. Talk and like do this at the same time. I have no idea. I put the volume at 11 again, and it even says the custom settings that we normally had it on, so hopefully it stays the same. So yeah, I'm just waiting for this game to load in for COD and then play this in the meantime, which you might be able to see both of them once I load in on the other one. Which let me pause this one for now. Alright, so we have the microphone faced the opposite way from the keyboard here. I can open Maono Link here on my phone, and I can control it directly on my phone. So I could go increase the volume here. We could go to 15. So here we go. And this is the brand new keyboard that we just got from Ayula. So if you guys want to check it out, I will have a video on this very shortly. I'm actually currently working on the video right now as we speak. It's not a super loud keyboard, but you will be able to hear it in some situations. And I'll also not talk right now just to see if it ends up taking it out. We're going to go to Slight. Now, I'm not recording my screen for this, but Hopefully you guys can tell that I'm actually typing really. We're going to switch to moderate now for noise cancellation. So I know in some cases when people have other microphones that are super sensitive, you'll be able to hear them type when they're gaming or whatever. And some type like really aggressive. So just to see whether it's annoying or not annoying. Now we're going to switch to aggressive. So now this is the max mode when you have noise cancellation on, which is good for the applications that don't allow you to do it. So if you're not on Discord or you're not on another app that doesn't have built-in noise cancellation, that does it automatically even with crappier microphones, this has it built in. Even with the software they were able to customize with. Would I buy this microphone? $100. That's literally all it is. It comes with everything you need to get started. It's fully ready to be podcast ready. It sounds great. That's the most important thing. When we did it with raw audio, preset audios, even those sound good. Even better when you're in post-production and editing it. All of this audio pretty much within this video is pretty much edited fully, except for when I was showing you guys each and every mode. So yeah, that's the new microphone. If you guys want to check it out, link is in the description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. We out.